Not taking any risk is the biggest risk in your entire life. Learning this now will save you so much time. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what that risk is, and you will know what it's costing you to remain right here, right now. The car, the house, the career, the money, the traveling. You ever felt like, I should have that right about now? And then you look across and there's someone who started exactly at your level. They're same hometown, maybe same high school, same family situation, same trauma, same thing. But somehow they've excelled and you haven't, or not at the rate that they have. And you're looking across like, man, what is it that they're doing that I'm not? It's not what they're doing. It's the opposite. It's what you're doing. You're identifying your fear of starting now as patience, because patience is a good quality and it makes you feel good. So whenever you decide, I'm waiting for this amount of money to start, I'm waiting for this time of day to post, this time of year to post, I'm waiting for this connection to happen, what you're doing is waiting. The person who started at your level, they're not doing that. They're taking whatever money they have and investing it right into whatever their goals are. They're taking whatever video they have, whatever idea, they're recording that, putting it out immediately. They don't have time to wait. And that's how they've gotten to that point, because it's one step at a time, where you're standing here not taking any steps because you're like, I'm gonna wait for that perfect moment. I'm going to show you what it's costing you to choose this safe option, because being patient feels safe. It feels like, I can wait. It'd be smart of me to wait. That's the safe option. I live a good life, a great life. Modeling and fitness changed my entire life, full 180. Mind, soul, body, everything fantastic. I'm enjoying myself, seriously. And that's all everyone sees though. What they don't understand is what it cost. Before I started modeling, I was a 3-time college dropout. And what made that worse was I had a full academic scholarship to a respected university that I just threw away. Do you understand how people looked at me? My mom looked at me. I don't even have words for what went down between me and my mom. My friends looked at me like, you have this opportunity that we don't have. You're just willing to throw it away. I looked ungrateful. That's how everyone perceived me, ungrateful and stupid. But I had more planned for myself. I believed that there was more for me. And most I knew in that moment though, was that this was not for me. Like, yes, I was fortunate enough to have great grades, and this is what I was given, but I don't want this, not for my life. This is for somebody else. I continue to go down a route that from the outside, in retrospect, it looked shitty. It didn't look good. I was working 2 warehouses a day. These are multiple hours, like 10-hour shifts each. Then I went to, the last version I went to was working at the Gap and a warehouse. I was working at Dorney Park Warehouse in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I was also working at the Gap in the Lehigh Valley Mall. And I was ashamed of both. I didn't want people to see me in my warehouse uniform. I didn't want people to see me working at the Gap, mostly because I'm getting paid $12. I didn't feel like a $12 guy. I'm not a $12 guy. I need to be getting paid more. And so I felt all this shame, and what came with that shame was, I hated my life, for real. I hated it. I remember, man, there's things I can't even talk about just yet, but just know I hated my life, and I just constantly, because of that hate for where I was right now, I was looking elsewhere. I'm like, where can I go? What can I try? I was willing to try so much just to get out of where I was. And finally on Instagram, an agency reached out to me. I was just posting pictures of myself just like anyone else does. Eventually, Wilhelmina, my modeling agency and representation, started sending me to castings in New York. And a casting is basically an audition for a job. You bring in a comp card, it's a picture of you front and back, your agency is on there and your measurements. You give it to the client. The client are the people who are there to see you when you arrive, and you're there 5-10 minutes and go right back. So let me describe to you my situation. It was take a 3-hour bus early in the morning after calling off from one of my jobs, my warehouse or Gap at that time, or both, depending on the timing of the casting and the schedule of the bus. All I knew was I didn't want to continue living the way I was. I didn't want to work the warehouses no more. I didn't want to work at Gap no more. I didn't want to continue living in the same town that I grew up in anymore. And so I was willing to risk all that money, all that time, not knowing if I would ever get a real modeling job and not even know how much it would pay. When you go to a casting, some of these castings, there's like 500 models. You're 1 out of 500. You kind of have to be delusional to think that you're really going to book this. But I took the risk all the way from Pennsylvania. I traveled all the way across. These other models, they live in the city. They take a 5-minute, 10-minute train and they're right there at the casting and go back. It doesn't hurt me. I was taking hours to get to this casting. Finally, by the time I got to that first job where they finally casted me and booked me, I thought I did it. I was like, wow, I'm really on my first photo shoot. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to pose. I didn't know the lingo, none of that. And then the hardest part was realizing $70 in my bank account right now. Got about $70 in my bank account right now. But everything's good because I'm working this job. I should be getting that money in like 2 weeks. I'm still thinking 9 to 5 and bi-weekly. I'm still thinking warehouse every week. It turned out in modeling, you might not get paid for 90 days. So right now is August. You might not see that check until November. If you thought that was gonna hit soon and you just start swiping your credit card, I imagine there's people with crazy credit card debt right now because they expected those checks to hit sooner, or they expected to get another job sooner, and that would create some overlap. Fortunately for me, I did start booking back to back to back, and there was some overlap, and then eventually it starts to end up where like you are getting paid more frequently because of that overlap. The other option was to play it safe, to do the secure thing, the safe job. Do the predictable thing, the one that you know the check's gonna hit every 2 weeks. You know when your next job is. I was being told that 24/7. That was the other option. But I chose to take a risk because look now, my life, like it sounds like I'm bragging, but my life is fucking great. And this life that I love now versus the life that I hated, this life that I love now is what I would have been risking if I didn't take the risk I took in order to get here. The risk you won't take now is costing you everything you've ever wanted in your entire life. You've got to stop waiting. That fear that you keep covering up as patience, it's not patience. Forget about it. You're scared. Admit that you're scared. Admit, though, that you remaining here is more scary than you finally taking the risk to get to where you want to go. I would not live the life I live now that I love so much if I didn't take the risk I did back then. I'd still be living that life. The life that I hated, I'd still be living that life. I had to do those risks. I had to take those risks in order to be where I am now. I had to get over that fear. I had to stop telling myself to be patient. That patience is just you waiting around. Stop waiting around. Take those risks and take them now.